日本時間6月21日、MLB 機構は、20日のドジャース対パドレスの試合で、大谷翔平選手に故意死球を与えたとして、パドレスのロベルト・スアレス投手に対し、出場停止3試合及び罰金の処分を課したと発表しました。また、これに対し、スアレス投手は、アピール、異議申し立てを申請したため、処分は、審議が完了するまで保留される展開に。また、パドレスのマイク・シルト監督とドジャースのデーブ・ロバーツ監督に対し、スポーツマンシップに反する行為と乱闘寸前となる騒動を招いたとして、出場停止1試合及び罰金を課しました。この報復合戦となったシリーズに、現地メディアも大きく取り上げていましたので、ここからはその様子を見ていきます。
What did you make of what happened in the top of the ninth yesterday, and then what happened there in the bottom of the ninth on the pitch to Otani?
Desde tu perspectiva, ¿qué viste en la parte alta de la novena entrada y cómo viste también la parte baja con el picheo para Otani?
Sí, no, yo salí a salvar mi juego, situación de salvado. En ningún momento quería meterme en problemas. Me expulsaron, no pude terminar, pero mi mentalidad era salir y salvar el juego para terminar y ganar por lo menos un juego en la serie.
Yeah, from my perspective, I was just coming in to close out that game, looking for the save opportunity. I was never trying to get it to run into trouble or hit anybody. Unfortunately, it happened. I got ejected and I couldn't finish out the game, but we won as a team and we were able to salvage that last game.
The Dodgers say it was intentional. Dave Roberts said that. What is your reply to that?
Dave Roberts dijo que fue intencional, los Dodgers dijeron eso. ¿Qué puedes contestar a eso?
Ellos pueden decir lo que sea, esa es su opinión. Ellos pueden decir lo que sea. Yo solamente sé que salí a salvar mi juego, a cerrar mi juego. Ya eso me expulsaron, no puedo continuar, pero ellos pueden decir lo que sea.
Yeah, they're entitled to their opinion. They can say whatever they want. That was not the case. I just went in there, try to save the game. I had that opportunity. I couldn't finish out because I was ejected. But again, they're entitled to their opinion. They can say whatever they want.
If it wasn't intentional, do you expect discipline? And if there is discipline in the form of a suspension, would you appeal that suspension?
Bueno, como no fue intencional, ¿anticipas que venga alguna disciplina por parte de Grandes Ligas y en ese caso estarías apelando a la decisión?
Sí, tengo que ver en qué situación estoy, qué es lo que pasa. Es primera vez que estoy en esta situación y primero tengo que ver qué es lo que sucede. Obviamente no fue mi caso intencional. Como te digo, salí a salvar mi juego y a que el equipo ganara.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been in this situation, so I need to know exactly where I'm at, look at my options, but I know it wasn't intentional. Like I said, I was just trying to finish out that ball game, and that was that.
A lot of emotions.
¿Alguien te ha comentado algo de una posible suspensión o algo así?
Todavía vengo llegando, todavía tengo que informarme bien qué es lo que sucede en este caso.
Yeah, I just got here, so I have no information.
You have a lot of emotions on both sides. Do you think that the Dodgers were trying to hit Fernando intentionally, given how many times it's happened with him specifically?
Viéndolo del otro lado, sentiste que tal vez ese picheo para Tati sí fue intencional, sabiendo que es la tercera vez que lo golpean en la temporada.
No lo sé, eso solamente lo saben ellos.
I really don't know. That's only a question for them. They know the answer.
Did you notice Otani waving his team back, and did you have any interaction with Otani after the hit pitch?
¿Notaste cuando Otani hizo el señalamiento para que su equipo se regresara al dugout y tuviste alguna interacción con él cuando pasó eso en la novena?
No hubo ninguna interacción. Yo solamente no quería que me sacaran del juego para poder continuar.
No interaction. I really didn't want to come out of the game. I just wanted to finish out, but we had no interactions.
Were you surprised with the ejection, given that that was the tying run going to first base?
¿Te sorprendiste que te hayan expulsado sabiendo que al envasarse Otani era la carrera del empate?
Obviamente sabía que había un warning. No fue intencional. Al final la decisión la tomaron los umpires.
It wasn't intentional. The decision was made by the umpires. I knew that there was a warning issued for both clubs, but obviously I wasn't trying to hit him in that situation, so it was just a call for the umpires.
You guys don't play the Dodgers again until August. Is that enough time for this to kind of settle down, or do you think there will be tensions as soon as you see him again?
Hasta agosto se vuelven a enfrentar. ¿Crees que para entonces se enfríen un poco las cosas o cómo anticipas que eso suceda?
Yo pienso que siempre van a ser juegos emocionantes, con equipos de nuestra división. Solamente hay que salir a dar el 100% y a jugar el béisbol bien.
I know those are games that are going to be always intense with a rivalry between us. It's a good brand of baseball, and from our end, we just have to go out and perform good baseball without any errors.
Well, this tweet here from AJ Casavell, who covers the team for MLB.com, about Fernando Tatis. The initial x-rays on his right hand were negative. There is some inflammation. Obviously, he's going to undergo additional imaging a little bit later today. So the team's awaiting those results. And then this tweet from Alden Gonzalez, who covers baseball for ESPN. After the game, Manny Machado said the Dodgers better, quote, pray that scans on Fernando Tatis Jr.'s left hand come back negative. Oh. They better put out a candle.
That's a good quote.
That is a good quote.
My dad used to go up to the church all the time and light a candle.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was very sick one time, and my sweet grandmother did some sort of thing with egg. She rubbed an egg.
Some sort of thing, or loved you?
Well, both, but she did an egg over me, and then she cracked the egg and put it underneath the bed, so maybe that's what they need to do.
That's why you're still living.
And then they put onions in your shoes.
That's a Lebanese thing. We put onions in our socks when we're sick, and it absorbs
What do you make of what we saw from these teams during the four-game set?
All right, obviously these two teams don't like each other. Do I think there was any intent to hit Fernando Tatis in that moment? No. Mm-hmm. I will say this. I'm not going to... He's trying to execute a pitch up. Listen, they pitch in. The Dodgers have pitched in. Mike Schill talked about this in his post-game presser. But he also said that the Dodgers have hit Tatis 5 times. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, you have to protect your big boys. That's the way it's gone down. That one, for me, got away. You have a young guy making a debut. They're chasing high velocity. I'm telling you, I watched a game on a nightly basis. These pitchers are trained different than when I came up.
How so?
They're not looking to... This was 100% intentional. And for Ohtani, and for people to wake up this morning and say he shouldn't have hit in that moment in a 5-2 game, I think that's easy Monday morning quarterbacking.
Sure.
Unless your bench coach comes up there and goes, do we really... lose the battle, win the war in this thing. I don't think Dave Roberts was even in the dugout at that point.
Thinking of that in that situation.
It's crazy. So I would say this. You talk about guys chasing high velocity. They're not after location. How many pitchers do we have come over here, tell you they go to a new place and they say, hey, just set up down the middle and let your stuff eat? That's what everyone's chasing at the lower levels. I see it at the youth level. Mm-hmm. So to think a young guy's going to come in and just be dotting fastballs in, and we used to always say if you can't locate in, you shouldn't be pitching in, but that's a hitter's mentality. I'll say this. In 2006, I got into a bean brawl with the Angels. I was with the Texas Rangers. Scott Feldman had been called up to the big leagues. He's making his big league debut. You can Google it. He comes out, Buck Showalter hands him the ball and says, do not hit anyone, Scott. Turns and walks away, and Scott looks at us and goes, I'm drilling the first guy. Like I have to announce my presence with authority. And what did we do on the team bus when he got on? It was a getaway day?
Yes.
We started chanting, Feldman.
Feldman.
And when, listen, people don't like it. Now it needs to end. Once the bench is clear, now it needs to end. Enough's enough. Yeah. I got it. But it's everyone protecting everyone, and I just hope that Tatis is okay.
Yes.
It's not ending. 8 batters hit by pitches in 4 games.
Well, they do not play again until August. And when they play again in August, they will then play again 7 more times in the span of 10 days. So you're right. This is not over.
And maybe October.
And maybe October. Please give that to us.
Wouldn't that be something?
But in the majors, there's some big names getting into some big shit, Ty. Can you talk about baseball etiquette a little bit, please?
Yeah, sure. So this is basically right now the Dodgers and the Padres, who they play in the same division. So they play each other, 30-plus times a year. They see each other a lot. They've seen each other in the playoffs before. It's kind of been like a growing rivalry, one of those things where the Padres for the longest time were not good. The Dodgers were, so it's kind of a little brother, big brother kind of thing. But then the Padres started spending a bunch of money and kind of not exactly doing what the Dodgers are doing, but they're trying to get on the same level. They have a bunch of superstars. So to kind of take everybody into what's happening here, over the last 10 days, Fernando Tatis Jr., who is arguably the star of the Padres, has been hit 3 times by the Dodgers.
10 days.
Yeah, in 10 days. First one right there, a little innocuous. It's in the first inning. You're probably not intentionally throwing at a guy in the first inning. So that is probably one that just got away. Let's go to June 17th here, okay? And this is in the 3rd inning. Tatis, that's a little higher. That's a little higher. That's a little up near the head, which, again, maybe he's trying to get him off the plate, perhaps. But that, you could argue, is, Lou Trevino is throwing at Tatis to try to get him off the plate. But still, it happens. Well, the Padres basically say, okay, you're going to take one at our guy, we're going to take one at your guy. Shohei comes in and boom, he's trying to hit him right in the kneecap. So that, that's a meaty part of the leg. So, it hurts, but, Shohei's going to recover from that one. He's going to limp a little bit. He's not playing in the field. He wasn't pitching that night. So, you go ice that thing up in the dugout. No big deal. Well, then let's fast forward to last night, and this is in the top of the 9th. That one gets Tatis right on the hand. And after the game, he had to, you can see Mike Schilt is pissed. He's had it. This is 3 times in 10 days. We're paying this guy $300 million, and you guys are trying to kill him. Okay? Enough of that. This is bullshit. Right after he gets hit, the bench is clear, and we actually have a video. This is pretty sweet. So this is right when he hits. This is the bullpen. You see these guys just right away. Okay. Nope. And they storm out. yeah, the entire bullpen going. So that's sweet, and that's how you know. This is real deal Holyfield. Like, this is actually a thing now. Again, Tatis has to get an MRI. They're hoping that he doesn't have like a broken hand or something like that, because you see that a lot. Guys take an inside fastball when they're gripping the bat, and they might break a couple fingers and be out a little bit. Very important in baseball, having the use of your fingers, obviously, inside a glove and on a bat. So the following inning, Shohei comes up. Same deal. Okay, you take one of ours. We're going to throw it at Shohei's head. And you can see Shohei acts like he got hit by a shotgun there.
100 mile an hour.
But the guy's throwing 100 miles an hour, and he's throwing it. And you can see, like, at this point, the umpires are trying to, like, hey, we don't need another benches clearing brawl. We don't need a bunch of. Shohei's pissed, though. He's pissed. He knows.
But Shohei was telling the boys not fight.
I think he was saying, like, because, they're going to try to send, like, the medical staff out there to, like, see if he's okay. I think he was saying, like, no, piss off. I'm good. I'm going to go take first base, and I'll be okay. Because after the bench is cleared, like, a lot of times they're just not going to let, another benches clearing brawl happen in the next half inning. But this has been going on. The Dodgers and the Padres will play each other probably another, I don't know how many times they've played so far this year. They'll probably play each other another 15 to 20 times this season. This is going to be something to keep an eye on. This is a legit rivalry, bad blood between these two. And anytime you got pitchers throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs
at Shohei Ohtani's
head, at Fernando Tatis Jr.'s head, who is also a $350 million guy, like, this is this stuff happens in baseball. You kind of likened it off the show. You're like, I kind of like this. It's kind of like fighting in hockey. It's very similar. It's an unwritten rule. Like, you come at our guy, we're going to come at your guy.
They have 6 games left against each other.
Okay, so not that many, but still, that's, what? He'll get 3 at bats. They could still hit Tatis 15 times in the next 6 games if they wanted to.
I love a little rivalry. I also like when baseball does a little hockey.
Sure.
Okay, hockey's a big, is that right, sport. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to get you back. Baseball is showing that it is as well, to its biggest star. Shohei Ohtani get a 100-mile-an-hour fastball at his head. That's an insane situation. And him just eating that. You said, he did do an ouchie.
He did.
100 mile an hour.
Which I get it. That's 100 miles an hour. That's cheese.
That hurts so
bad.
bad.
When did he do that? I
go back. Watch it.
Hold on. What should I be looking for? Can you do that again?
Right
please?
after he hits, he kind of does like a, and then starts walking.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah. Just watch it.
I will watch it.
See, you see how he kind of does the neck thing, and then
he just no. I didn't see.
Spot on, guys. Spot on.
I didn't see.
Yep.
I saw him go and then do one of these and then jog like this.
It really is just the neck positioning. You can see he fucking really.
He just ate 100.
No, I know. I get it. I'm saying rightfully so. That would have killed me.
He just ate a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
He did. He's a big son of a bitch.
Shohei, you're a dog. Hey, I like what baseball's doing though.
But at the end of the day, Ohtani gets hit twice on purpose. and I love how he handles. He's like, I get it, whatever, guys, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Of course, of course it's me, and you don't have to react that way. You can get mad if you want, but yeah, this is it. This is the premier matchup now. This is the one I'm paying attention to.
All right, we're gonna keep going on this. This Ohtani, we're showing it on for our YouTube watchers. We're showing Ohtani go up to the Padres dugout after that hit by pitch last night. I don't know what he was saying. Like, hey guys, can we stop doing this? Because I keep getting hit on purpose and I don't like it. I will say this, even though I don't think the hit by pitches to Tatis were actually intentional. I agree with Schilt when he says enough is enough. And so it's difficult to talk about these hit by pitches because I've taken the stance for forever. Pitchers throwing at hitters is lame, in my opinion, especially if it's, hey, this guy owns me and now I just got to go shuffle his feet. I got to make him feel uncomfortable in the box. So I hit him. I think that is the lamest thing you can do. I think that should be out of baseball. I got in trouble when talking about, who was it? Talking about I'd be okay if they got hit. I believe it was Acuna. I said, I would understand if Acuna got hit because of what happened in the previous games. And people were like, you always say you're against hit by pitches. There are some things that are still part of the game, whether you like them or not. Them responding after Tatis getting hit is still very much, and Schilt references as an old school part of the game, but I think it just is what it is. And I don't want it to be a part of the game, but it ain't going anywhere. So you kind of just have to accept it and do it the right way. And I think the Padres did. Do you agree with that?
All right, so just pick a side right off the jump here. Pick a side. Go ahead. Are the Dodgers in the wrong or the Padres in the wrong? Or are they both in the right?
I mean, more of the Padres are in the right.
In the right.
Padres are in the right.
For throwing at Ohtani after they threw at Tatis, whether it's an accident or not. Yeah,
I would say that's why it's going to be painted as the Padres are the ones who are, you're just attacking our players. They have to protect. The Padres have to protect their players. Like if I'm Schilt right there, if I'm Schilt going up to Roberts, and Roberts is like, we're not trying to throw at him on purpose. I'm gonna say to Roberts, you know what? Don't put dudes in that can't control the strike zone. The whole organization. All they want is dudes that just throw $1 million speedballs up there. Mm-hmm. If you can't put a guy in the game that can't control where it's going, understand that your golden ticket, Shohei Ohtani, is going to get hit. Sorry. Like if you don't like it, I need you to either take Ohtani out of the game or put pitchers in who know where it's going. So to me, I get it. The Padres are going to be painted in a bad light. They're going to have more ejections because they're throwing at guys, and that's seen as, bullying or like macho ball. You have to do it. You have to do it. And you also have to, for the Dodgers, you got to throw inside to Tatis. That's the ebb and flow of baseball. Yeah. If you can't it's not even retaliation. It's seen as retaliation because it's more of like a kumbaya type of like, oh, everything's great, it's not. I
have the word. It's policing.
You're policing it yourself.
One thing before you jump. So when I first entered the MLB media world, I was more like, oh, do we really need to throw guys all the time, whatever? And I don't even remember who the player was, but I had a conversation. I think it was in spring training. And he was like, well, how else do you want us to stop it, right? He goes, for example, our star gets hit twice in a game, which is what happened, right? How do we stop it? You want us to go over there and say, hey, can you stop throwing at him, even if it's unintentional? Or, hey, can you cut this pitcher? They're like, there's only one way we can actually stop it.
Yep. I'm doing the same. Yeah,
to their best player.
Yeah, to their best player.
Sorry, Shohei.
No,
he knew it.
I think, honestly, where he got hit to as well, I thought that was the perfect spot.
Last night's?
Yeah.
Or the day before?
The one where he got hit
up there?
Yeah.
No, that's too high. No.
What do you mean? He got hit in the back shoulder. Ooh. That's where you want to hit him.
I thought you wanted a little lower on the tush.
Back.
No?
Back from shoulder to back.
I thought yesterday's got a little high. I'll be honest. Okay. Shohei he was here and he kind of turned and he went up like this and it got him here. The other day, hit him right in the old IT band. He was like,
it was up there. Don't get me wrong, but that's a good place to hit, in my opinion. Like I said, any higher than that, now we got some problems.
Yeah,
you're taught to hit. You hit them in the butt. I mean, come on, it's going to sting for a little bit. You want to put it in a spot where they're like, oh, okay, let's slow down here a little bit. But yeah, I love the conversation here that he had with the people on the bench, you know, getting a laugh after everything. But you hit their best guy 3 times now. I mean, enough's enough at the end of the day. And you got to make an example. Do I like the coaches going at it? You know, the old school in me, I love every second of it. It's probably not the best look that they're pushing and shoving, but that's old school baseball, man. You hit my guy, you know, and they wanted you. Brian Esposito, the assistant coach, got in there, a guy from Pittsburgh too as well, who came up in their system coaching and playing. And this is going to be a fun little rivalry as they get going more and more, because they're 2 really good teams, and they're teams that are, you know what? San Diego feels like their back's against the wall with all the players that the Dodgers have. The Dodgers are like, we're King Tut. Let's go. Maybe this will slow down now. The teams from kind of going inside. Like, listen, because there's going to be some talks from MLB and everything else. But if I'm the Padres, I'm the Dodgers. All right, it's squashed now. But when we play each other again.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。